Hey everyone, I'm Ross Chastain, and welcome to episode 7 of Asphalt, presented by LEVRACK and powered by AgAmerica Media. Remember that full episodes can be found on the Like a Farmer YouTube page and under the Like a Farmer podcast, wherever you listen to your audio podcasts. So today we're going to recap my weekends at Talladega in Texas. Not much news to talk about there. And then we'll head over to M.E. White Farms in Timmonsville, South Carolina. Met a great guy down there and got to see a little bit of everything from chickens to a whole host of other crops that he diversifies with and their family grows, and been on some land for quite a while. So excited to take y'all down there. And then we'll preview our upcoming weekend at Kansas, where we did win last fall. So a lot of good memories. Saw the trophy this morning sitting in the Trackhouse shop. That was a good reminder to go get another one of those odd shaped gold trophies. I still don't really know what that is, but I want another one. Before we get into the Smashdown, though, I'd love to open up this podcast for something a little new. We want to see if y'all have any questions for us. It's episode 7, so we're going to evolve a little, and y'all throw any questions you have for me down in the comments, and we'll get to them on the next episode. I'm going to call that Ask Cross Anything, and if you ask something too wild, I'll just be honest, I'm not going to answer it because it's my podcast. It's not a podcast. So go ahead, jump into the comments down below and fire in something. Let's jump into the Smashdown presented by LEVRACK. We're here in the studio at the farm, back from Texas with producer Ben.
Hey, Ross, how's it going?
I already talked to you once.
Yeah,
so
that's okay.
Just wanted to,
I appreciate the additional check-in.
Wanted to make sure people are remembering you. They don't see your face yet.
Nope.
So
it's gonna be a big unveiling.
A face for podcasts. That's quite the introduction. You could put that in your what would you call that?
Bio,
Sure.
resume, LinkedIn.
Well, you called it Twitter a minute ago. So for the Smashdown today, we want to jump into Dega. Pretty boring race, I think. When I watched it back, I think y'all remember me blocking the other OEM. I thought they were going a little bit slower than they actually were, with the 77 leading them. I didn't totally account for that. So if I could do it again, I would not do that. But yeah, we got away with it, and yeah, I'll learn from it. So if I get picked up by them and pushed, we have a shot to win. And when they didn't push me, I was at the back of a 20-car field coming to the end of the race. So that was questionable. If it definitely was, I don't think it was the right move, to be honest. And I am honest on here. So if I could do it again, I wouldn't block those. They were just going way too fast. So that was about all that happened, really. A couple guys sped on pit road. I almost did, but got it slowed down, and just hitting our fuel numbers, trying to make the next pit stop and make it as short as possible. So congrats to Austin Cindric. That was cool for Andrew Lackey, my old roommate, gas man on that car, the hero of the week for getting enough fuel in it and keeping his stop as short as possible and putting him in a position to win. So hats off to those guys. Happy for Andrew. He's like one day away from being in Yellowstone. I think he's going to audition for the next season if they bring it back. So I think he's got enough starch in his jeans these days. I don't know if you've ever met Andrew, but he's a tall cowboy. Yeah, on the short list of people that I'm excited to see win. So I'm a competitor, though. I don't like other people to win. Jumping ahead to the All-Star race coming up. They're talking about Run What You Brung. I think that got shot down. I don't really have an opinion on it. All I ever ask is NASCAR or any league I race in, just tell me the rules and when to be there. So I guess if there was a Run What You Brung, like, there would still be some rules. There'd have to be something safety-wise or all that. So I think we got somewhere in the middle with a promoter caution. So Marcus Smith is going to crawl up on the flag stand and wave the yellow flag in his suit, hopefully.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not, no. He's probably going to make a call. He's probably going to be up and enjoying the hospitality there. Do you think, do you feel like the All-Star could be a test session? And we've seen that in years past, that they try different packages or an option tire back in the day. Do you feel like, would you rather maybe them have more testing to bend the rules and try different things versus putting that in a more, the All-Star race is unofficial, but more of a less racing environment, more controlled environment?
they can do whatever they want. It's their all-star race. There's no rule. I mean, technically it's whatever rules NASCAR wants. It's their all-star race. So they could tell us to put, I don't know, sprint car wings on the roof or take the roofs off. I don't care. Personally, they can do whatever they want, and they should use it as a, whatever they want to do. And they've done that over the years. You've seen, stages, you've seen, even before stage racing was a thing, you saw them break it up and you knew when cautions were coming, and average finishes in the earlier parts of the races dictated where you started at the end. So some people definitely executed those better. I remember Jimmy Johnson doing it great. He won one of the early ones, and then he just rode around the rest of the race and worked on his car and stayed out of trouble. And he got the restart up front at the very end. So I think that whatever NASCAR wants to do, just keep it exciting, keep it moving.
Well, let's get into Texas this past weekend. Runner-up finish. Definitely was a long journey to get there. What was it like from your perspective?
From my perspective, I hope people just look at the finish and nothing else. If they just look at that, they'll think, wow, the one car had a great day. But man, definitely did not run up there at all. I mean, until the end. So we had worked our way up from starting so bad. When we practiced, it was so terrible. We were really loose, and I came out of the DIL, out of the simulator, with this idea that we were going to be tight, and like I was going to have to manage how much the front slipped, and it was not the case. So we missed that, and we tried to make adjustments into the second. We made 2 runs in practice, into qualifying, and into the start of the race, and it did not help enough. So it was really partway through the race before we got it tightened up enough where I could be a little more confident. And then we started going forward, and then we had a jack break at the end of stage 2. So did a really good job. The pit crew did. Shane Wilson, our jack man, to run back and get his backup jack. Could have lost even more spots. We were not the last car off pit road, so that was really good. And those guys are prepared. My group's been together for so many years. They've got their backup stuff there and ready and ready to go. So he did a couple of burpees on the left side of the car as he tried to jack it up. But we got that taken care of, and I guess there was just a little bit of debris inside of the jack, so in the fluid or something. So, but yeah, we did our job on the final restart. We pushed the winner out to the win on the restart. So that's all I could really do, and got clear to second, and was happy with it given how our day was and the balance. So yeah, a lot of things could have went worse, but they didn't, and they went right, and got the heck out of there. So that's how these cup races play out, though, man. You see it. Kansas last fall when we won. Like, we're going there this weekend, and as we watched the race back, it was a late restart that I was able to get by the leader, the 19, and get the lead, and then never look back. So we took a trip recently down to Timmonsville, South Carolina, and got to see Mason White and his operation at ME White Farms. So let's take y'all there now.
Hey guys, welcome down here to Timmonsville, South Carolina, near Darlington for the race this weekend. I'm here with Mason White of ME White Farms. Man, thank you for letting us come out here today. Excited to learn about your operation ahead of race weekend and see what all y'all do down here in this dirt.
Yeah, appreciate it. We're happy to have you out here. We got some corn behind us. We just got planted. It's starting to come up nicely. We're planting some watermelon and cantaloupes over there, and we do row crops, chicken houses. Also have a job with the Forestry Commission. I'm happy to let y'all know about all that stuff. So got a lot going on.
So you grew up right here?
Right here.
Your family had this land before you?
Correct. Yeah, yep. I'm a 4th generation farmer, and so we've been here for 3 generations. We're starting to get us closer to Timmonsville.
How are you picking your crops? You've got a pretty diverse group here on a lot of land. How are you splitting that up and making those decisions every year?
So we stay pretty consistent, or have the last several years. We just kind of found out what works for us: corn, beans, and cotton. And we started growing cotton in 2014, and kind of love-hate relationship with cotton. But it's been good to us, and we like to rotate the crops out.
So I saw some plastic driving in, that cantaloupes in the ground.
Cantaloupes and watermelons, we just got them in yesterday, and planted till pretty late yesterday, and should finish it up this afternoon. So yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah, April 4th going in the ground. So,
yeah.
All right. That's how long have you been in watermelons? I mean, I got to ask.
I started doing watermelons with one of my good friends, Matt Polk, about 10 years ago, and we did it every wrong way that you could possibly do it. And then, you know, here in the last couple of years, we've started to have some success and found, you know, selling it locally to farmers markets. McLeod Farms buys from us too, and you know, some produce stands down at the beach come and get a bunch. So we've, you know, been able to sell locals, been good. And I like the watermelons and cantaloupes. It's just a change of pace, something different from the row crops, and it gives us a different revenue stream, and it's been good.
You mentioned chickens earlier, so I'm guessing that litter's going out. That's probably a big benefit.
Oh yeah, so we just cleaned out in February, and almost all the litter's been spread. We were able to get, say, close to, we usually get 800 to 1,000 tons out of my houses, and most of that goes on my corn ground. And yeah, all that's been out. The corn's been planted, and tell you, that litter is a big benefit from, you know, the chicken houses are good as they are, but that added benefit of getting the litter for fertilizer that's a big thing too. I swing by a couple times a day and check on them, and know, I guess, more about the computers and stuff like that than some of the guys, but they handle the day-to-day operations pretty good, but it is a 7-day job. I mean, you've got to pick up and monitor them constantly. You're always on call, so it might be 2 o'clock in the morning and the farm alarm call you, but you know, it's one of those things. I'm just blessed to have good help as far as that's concerned.
Well, I'd like to go see those chicken houses if we can.
Yeah, let's go check them out.
We can get all suited up and booted up. I'm
yeah.
sure there's all kinds of protocols we got to do, but
chickens are a very sensitive and highly regulated bird. I mean, there's a lot that goes into making sure that their temperature ranges, that they stay as comfortable as possible. And I mean, the setup in there, I don't think most people would realize like what all goes into and how much control you have over their environment. So it's a good thing. We'll go check it out.
Let's go do it.
Let's go do it. All right.
Mason, before we jump in here and actually get our hands and feet dirty, I wanted to ask a little bit more about this forestry firefighting. What all goes into that, and how did you find that?
So I work for the South Carolina Forest Commission as a wildland firefighter, and when I get called, the state has a truck and dozer at my house, and I'm farming full time, and when I get a fire page, then I just stop what I'm doing and go and put out the wildfire. And told me about the job and tried it out, and it's been good, you know, just another way to, I feel like, you know, just strengthen the overall operation. It just helps out, and it's been good. You have great benefits. Work with some really good people too, so it's been a blessing for sure.
Did you like fire? You like always knew you wanted to do something in fire? Or?
No, I had no firefighting experience.
No, nothing.
None. No.
But you knew how to run a dozer.
Yeah, right. I knew how to drive a big truck and run a dozer. So, and they taught me pretty much everything else. And it takes a while before they'll send you to a wildfire by yourself. You know, you get to go with a couple seasoned guys a lot before they cut you loose. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, man, before we go in there, Georgia Boot wanted to thank you for what all you're doing. And
Awesome.
They gave me one job ahead of this whole video coming here today to tell your story, and it was to bring the boots. I didn't bring them.
Okay.
So I've got a t-shirt.
All right.
We'll start there. We'll mail you the boots.
Right.
You know, race car driver.
Awesome. Yep.
Shouldn't have responsibilities.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, you got enough.
No, but we'll get you some Georgia Boots, man. And
All right.
they
I
just want to thank you for all your hard
Yep,
work.
thank you.
Yeah, so let's go.
Check some chickens out.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Georgia Boots.
Oh yeah, this is what y'all wanted to see.
The water lines are 6 of these per side, and then what right there is the feed lines. And heaters there, ventilation here, lighting. I mean, the chickens are a high maintenance bird, and they're well maintained in this environment. And so we got 4 chicken houses. They're 27,000 square feet apiece. We're growing them for 8 weeks, making a 7 to 8 pound bird. And all in all over the year, I mean, that equates to us growing close to 4 million pounds of chickens on this farm.
When you came back from Clemson, I already asked you about the forestry, but did you have chickens on your radar that you were going to get into this?
Well, so we used to farm tobacco, and then when we got out of the tobacco, my dad built chicken houses. And that was, I believe, about 2008 these houses were built. And about 7 years ago, I bought them from him. So I wasn't sure. I mean, I was, you know, me and my dad still were 50-50 on the row crop farm side of things. And then, you know, it got to where he didn't want to see about these as much anymore. And I bought him out 7 years ago, and it's been working out good. So, yeah, I wasn't, but no, I wasn't never sure that I was going to be a chicken farmer for sure. But I've enjoyed it.
And what's the square footage here, all 4 houses together?
So we've got, it's 27,000 square feet per house. So that's 108,000 square feet. Yeah, and generally we have 25, just over 1,000 birds per house. So we have over 100,000 birds on the farm right now, and we're getting 5 flocks a year. So, you know, we're getting close to probably 4 million pounds of meat produced on this farm a year.
Do you sleep better when there's no birds in the houses? Or you sleep fine all year, and,
Yeah,
if the
I mean,
alarm goes off, it's just like the forestry.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. When I first got them, and Dad having them, I guess I was, you know, I wasn't oblivious to the idea of the alarm calling me and stuff go on. But yeah, those first couple flocks, when your name's, when your name's on there, and you're the one that's got to pay back a loan, it's a little different. But now, yeah, I sleep just fine. You know, I like seeing them leave the houses though, because then you know some money's coming.
That's right.
All right, a big thank you to ME White Farms, LEVRACK, and Georgia Boot. Now let's look ahead to Kansas. We're headed back to Kansas, place that we won at last fall. A lot of good memories with a truck win in 2019 and a cup win last year, our only win last year. So that was really special, and it came so late in the year that it was too late for the playoffs, but still any win in cup, it meant a lot. It meant a lot to Trackhouse and myself. And it came at a track that you run up by the wall, which any of y'all that have followed my career know that I started at like small asphalt short tracks down in Florida where you ran as low as you could. You stayed away from the wall, especially in the corners. And we ran basically with our left side tires in the dirt. So to put so much work into running the outside, studying guys like Larson and Reddick, and just trying to make speed up there. Although I don't always like pack air at Kansas on the right side like you see us do at like Homestead. Still, just running up there with so much on throttle time is scary. So, being honest, I get scared sometimes that I'm going to just crash and throw our weekend away. So, to win there was big. I was really loose at the end of the race. So that's some of the stuff we've worked on. I know I need to be loose as fast, but I got to be confident. Y'all have heard me talk about that recently. And when I'm not confident in the car, I can't go fast. So you can run from the very bottom to the top, though. So that's good for restarts. And then we'll all kind of slot in up top, ready to get to Kansas. So coming off of a second place last week, that's ready to actually run up there and compete all weekend. So not just at the end of the race. So, all right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of Ag Asphalt, presented by LEVRACK and powered by AgAmerica Media. I'll be at the Hy-Vee in Kansas City, Missouri, off North St. Clair Avenue on Friday from 4 to 6. So you got 2 hours to come out to the Hy-Vee. We're going to have a combination of watermelons and beer. I mean, that's my whole life. So if you come, get an autograph, take some pictures, we'll be there. KDOT will be there, reminding you to buckle up, be safe driving to get there and get over to the racetrack and get home when the weekend's over. So going to have a couple people there in the Hy-Vee store. I'll be stopping by the merch hauler on Saturday from 12:15 to 12:45. And be on the lookout on social for a few visits to the Kansas Department of Transportation booth, where we'll be reminding you to buckle up, as well as at the Hy-Vee store. So some cool stuff out there with Kansas DOT, them going all in on our Protect Your Melon campaign. All the seats, front seat, back seat, doesn't matter. So 9 seat belts in the car, the least we can do on the road is click our 1 seat belt. All right, remember to subscribe to Like a Farmer on YouTube, where we're going to be dropping episodes every other week. Leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you in the next episode.